Want to give me minimal availability? Enjoy the longer days then. At work I am responsible for coordinating supervision coverage. We do this quarterly and I usually get this done 12 weeks before the following quarter starts. When it's 34 weeks out, I request everyone's availability. This includes their preferred days, the days they definitely can't work, and any vacation days they plan to use. Because life happens and there's unplanned PTO or sometimes call-in sick, I also schedule backups at the same time to fill in if this happens. One thing to note is that these supervision days can easily add 34 hours to their workday because of paperwork and such. It is an unfortunate part of their position, and I hate being the one to add to their workload, but they all agree that it's necessary, hence sharing the responsibility. Just about all the staff get me their availabilities by the due date without an issue. They're all generally pretty flexible and I try to be as accommodating as possible because, let's be honest, work is not the center of their lives and they already have full plates. So if they say they 100% cannot work a certain day, then I won't be asking them to come in on those days. Period. There's always that one though, right? There's always that one person that is just ate up like a soup sandwich and makes every step more painful than it needs to be. This person, we'll call her Elder Karen, EK, has been here for 20-30 years. Can't be fired because of tenure and is nearing retirement. Basically untouchable disciplinary-wise. Here comes the malicious compliance. EK sends me her availability several days after the deadline despite my repeatedly asking. And when she did, she put her only available days as Mondays and Wednesdays. Every other day she supposedly can only work remote. I say, work, because she is logged in and just wiggles her mouse so her computer won't go into sleep mode. Doesn't do any real work. And several of her Wednesdays are 100% no because she is taking PTO. So she arrogantly made life difficult. Again, I try to respect the days they say they cannot work. But in EK's situation, she can get lost. What I forgot to mention is that everyone needs to cover a certain number of days. As lead and backup, I started working on it as fast as I could, placed a few days and got pulled into a meeting. So no surprise that I may have overlooked something. I sent out the email and went back to my work. A few weeks go by and I get a strongly worded email from EK berating me for putting her on a day as supervisor that she was unavailable the day prior to that coverage. Suffice to say it was quite unprofessional and basically called me inept for a minor oversight. So I started moving other people around while still trying to consider their scheduled PTO days. Like one big Sudoku puzzle with names. Remember how they all have a number of days they need to cover? Guess who was missing quite a few? In my hurry, when initially adding her in, I miscounted. So I was able to switch supervisors that one day in question without issue. Then came the arduous task of putting her name on more days. Since the schedule was changed, I highlight the edits to prevent confusion for the team. Then comes the satisfying feeling of writing an email. I reply apologizing for the error, letting her know I made the changes she requested. I also wrote, EK, I noticed that you had less days of coverage than required. I moved some people around and added a few more days onto the calendar for you. This should bring you even with the rest of the supervisors now. Unfortunately, due to your restrictive availability, I was forced to schedule you on a couple of your PTO days, so I will need you here. Furthermore, because the quarter has started, changing availabilities isn't allowed, so your coverage days will need to be permanent as is. This felt so nice given I had to drop everything for her to make her happy, throwing a metaphorical wrench in my workflow. It was soon after I was CC'd on an email from her to my supervisor. But that's a tale for another time. Edit. Fixed typos and grammar. Ate up like a soup sandwich. Now that right there is a separate tragedy if I've ever seen one. Please tell the tale for another time. Good for you. She thought she could bully her way around you. Isn't it nice to curb stomp the assumptions of petty people from time to time? We needs the next tale. Is it another time yet? Well done. If she wants you to make her work life easy, she should get back to you on time to make your work life easy. No one should be unfireable. It just causes everyone else to suffer. I don't understand what you mean, but if you aggravated an elder Karen, then that's all that counts. So, the email from EK to your supervisor? Inquiring minds are dying to know. Love the whole extra petty. Thank you for pointing out my error. I have corrected it, as you indicated I should. I will join the chorus of I need the follow-up story. Regarding her strongly worded email. You know she's gonna call in sick those extra days, don't you? I'm side-eyeing this post, wondering if it's written by my scheduler. I'm not EK. For the record, I set myself as available all days I possibly can. I say work because she is logged in and just wiggles her mouse so her computer won't go into sleep mode. Doesn't do any real work. Please don't do this. Back it up with productivity reports compared to other homework people, but just saying this out of the blue makes me automatically hate you. Just for general knowledge. Fewer. Used with countable items, I have 3 items fewer than you. Lesser. Used with uncountable or mass items, I have less sand in this bucket. So because you don't have enough staff, people have to do several hours of overtime? Scheduled? I'm on Karen's side here. For the follow-up. Problem is, she'll win. I'm being bullied and I have tenure. He needs to be fired so that I can get paid for literally doing nothing. Quote, make sure you're looking for a new job. Because she'll do everything she can to get you fired. Anxiously waiting for that email story.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.